Viruses. Something we are all at the point of breaking down over. We don't want to hear another virus on the horizon, something happening, another outbreak we're going to see. More daunting news that we may end up going into a lockdown again. And, nobody wants to hear that because, like I said, we only live once and we're wasting countless time on some shitty virus that, can be sorted out. Now, CDC and things like that, I don't get why they're a thing if they can't, at least contain a virus a lot better. I mean, this just really scares me on to thinking if Ebola or any other virus actually broke through, it would wipe out pretty much the US in a matter of a month or two. Because the CDC probably wouldn't. I mean, they could slow it down, but I highly doubt they'd end up stopping it. I highly doubt they'd end up stopping any disease, to be honest. But there is a new street on the block, new kid on the block, should we say, monkey pox. Now, this is rumored to be. I think it's been around for maybe about a month now, but I wouldn't say it's gotten. I mean, I think I saw something last month in April about it, but I don't think that was actually a case anywhere. I think they were just talking about it, which is really random why they were talking about monkeypox of all things. Now, obviously, we knew how they tracked COVID when it first became a thing, and that was at the beginning of the year. Pete, I don't think it was at the beginning of the year. I think that was at. Some people say it was there early November. COVID. Now this just seems to, obviously, monkeypox seems to be coming out of nowhere. No one really has an explanation. They know where it's from. They know who probably would have transmitted it, but it's a matter of fact of actually trying to catch the people who transmitted it. This is why they need to start implementing new stuff. People who are on planes going to places like Africa, they should be marked down. They should have to wear a mask. They should have to wear something, and they should have to get decontaminated or disinfected somehow going through the airport to keep others safe. Or they should have a room in a plane where only like people who are infected with something should go, just to keep the rest of the plane safe. Because obviously this monkeypox, it may not kill you. Well, from what I've seen, apparently it doesn't. It's very rare to kill you, but I remember them saying that with COVID, and quite a lot of people actually died from COVID worldwide. I wouldn't say more than a war, but a lot of people actually died, and it wasn't something to be really messed around. And I thought governments and stuff kind of treat it as like a little bit of a joke. The way they handled it at the first, it was incredibly bad, and then they played it off like they actually did something, but in reality, they just treat it like they treat it like a playground, really. Now, here is a article from the BBC. Monkeypox. What do we do about the biggest ever outbreak of the virus? Now, this is the UK. So far, 9 people have been infected with the virus in the UK. Now, this is obviously, I think there is people there's 20 actually now that are infected. And it seems to be actually quite growing all over the US and Europe and stuff like that. I don't know how many cases are in the US, but I can see them in the coming month growing quite fast. Now, this I think can be transmitted through bodily fluids, from what I've seen. Do I think this is bad? I have no idea. This is a bit from The Guardian. What is monkeypox, and should you be worried? With the cases identified around the world, experts are looking for the source and of the infection, and how it will be spread. With monkeypox being detected in countries from the US to Australia, France to the UK, we have a look at the situation, whether it's cause for concern. What is monkeypox? Monkeypox is a viral, infectious disease typically found in Central and Western Africa. Cases usually small cluster isolated infections are sometimes diagnosed with other countries, including the UK, where the first case was recorded in 2018. An individual thought to have contacted the virus in Nigeria. So the virus, I think, has been in countries, but it seems to be mainly just a African virus. I think it's quite rare out there, but obviously with the amount of corruption in Africa, I'm not surprised these viruses are just thriving out there. I mean, there's malaria, there's all sorts of deadly diseases in Africa, and I think people who go out there should be completely tested and given some treatment before they come back, or they should be given some treatment before they go there, because, you know, I don't get it. A lot of these places should be marked down as kind of a hostile area for viruses and be treated like that, because obviously this is the type of stuff that actually happens, and now everyone else has to suffer because someone's come back off a plane, la-di-da-di-da, going to Africa for some stupid reason, and they've come back and they've brought a virus with them. All this could have been a laboratory, but I think someone's either come back with it, or, I mean, I know there's some people out there that are that fed up that are actually blaming the government and they're just planting viruses, which I understand your frustration. It is really annoying. The fact that we're just seeing too many viruses now, it's getting to a point where it actually is a joke. And I don't know how this virus is going to be treated compared to the others. I hope it is treated with a bit more care, because if it isn't, then this will absolutely tear us to pieces. It probably won't cause deaths, but the worst thing is you don't really want this to be mixing with, say, COVID or something like that, because, you know, this may cause a superhuman disease that could wipe out pretty much anything in its path. There are two forms of monkeypox: a milder West African strain and a more severe Central African strain, or a Congo strain. In Australia and the UK at least, it is thought recently they're going to have the West Africa strain. Although not all countries have released such information, so I don't think we know which country has the worst strain or not yet. So I guess we'll have to wait until testing is probably done. According to the UK Health Security Agency, early symptoms of monkeypox include fever, headache, muscle ache, swollen lymph nodes, and chills, as well as other features of exhaustion. A rash can develop, often beginning on the face, then spreading often to other parts of the body, including genitals. Oh God. The rash changes and goes through different stages and can look like chicken pox. Yeah, that's what I thought before finally forming up, which falls off. So, and I'm pretty sure I heard that it actually leaves scarring on the skin in some places, which, I mean, is not good. How is it spread? Monkeypox does not spread easily between humans. I do remember them saying something like that with the whole COVID thing. At first they said that. They said, oh, it doesn't spread that crazy between humans, and, well, you were very wrong about that. And requires close contact. So did COVID. I think COVID required quite close contact. The CDC is thought that the human transmission primarily occurs through large respiratory droplets. Respiratory droplets generally cannot travel more than a few feet. I don't know, I thought they could travel quite far, to be fair, so prolonged face-to-face contact is required. The CDC said other human-to-human methods of transmission, including sexual, I think it can be transmitted through sexual contact. Where have recent cases been found? Monkeypox cases have been confirmed in recent weeks in a number of countries where it is not an epidemic, including the US, Canada, Italy, Portugal, Sweden, with the first case reported in Germany and Australia on Friday. A suspect Suspected cases have been identified in Spain and France, while some cases have been found in people who have recently travelled to Africa. Others have not. Most of them probably have come from the people. However, I'm thinking that if there are others that aren't or haven't been to Africa, they're either lying or this virus is here in the UK or here in a country and it's spreading quite rapidly. I think in the coming months, especially with warmer weather coming, is going to be a devastation for this virus to be popping up. And like I said, there is apparently two versions of this. There's a deadly version and a lot milder version, and I'm pretty sure we're probably going to get the deadly version, or the severe version, as it was called. I hope not, because we don't really need another pandemic. I wouldn't say we were recovering because the economy is absolutely screwed, but I'd say we were very, very, very slowly moving up maybe a few steps. We weren't doing it incredibly well, but we were trying to get ourselves back out there again after that horrible year of 2020, which just killed everything and ruined everything. I mean, the reason your console now is taking years to do, like your PlayStation X, is because of COVID. It absolutely ruined everything. So I really do hope this doesn't actually ruin everything and we can actually be able to live through this. Even I think there's probably going to be a lockdown or something put in place. It has to be, because that's what they did with. Even though lockdowns haven't been successful with COVID, I wouldn't say a year lockdown didn't do anything. It wasn't even successful. It didn't sort anything out. So I think at the end of the day, the only way to really stop this is just to let nature take its course and, I guess, be the infected or something like that. But I have no idea really what this virus is. I've never actually seen it. I've had chickenpox before, as many people have. I think near enough everyone has had chickenpox maybe once in their life. I can't remember the feelings of that. I have no idea. We will see more cases of monkeypox, warned British scientists. Scientists have warned that they expect cases to rise this week as more infected people are traced by health authorities. More than 90 cases have been reported in Europe, the US, Australia, including 20 in Britain. Probably about 30 billion now. Anyway, the World Health Organization said there are a further 28 suspected cases in addition to 92 confirmed in the 12 member states which are not epidemic for the virus. I remember them saying this for COVID. It's not a good time. I think we are in a shitstorm, a stupid shitstorm. I think we need to learn. They always talk about how to control a virus best and how they're going to end up controlling these viruses, but they never end up controlling the virus. Like, the virus is still able to spread through. Why aren't they checking people at the airport? I mean, they can check for guns, alright, and stuff like that, and people bringing, different types of thing, maybe an explosive on the plane, but they can't check a simple thing for a virus. That's what kind of makes me like, so you're going to check that, but not that. It's really annoying. And I mean, like I said, in the coming weeks, we may see more. And I remember them saying exactly the same as that with COVID. In the coming weeks, we will see more COVID cases. And yes, we did. We saw a lot of COVID cases. This is not the best time to hit, especially in the UK. I think in the I don't know, is it their winter, Europe? So I think it's summer. I can't really tell, but yes, it's not a great time to do this, but I guess it is what it is. But yes, with the summer coming around, this is going to be an absolute rifle of a virus. The heat probably doesn't help, because obviously this is going to have more people coming in close contact, and this definitely could turn into another variant somehow. So I definitely say there may be another lockdown. Prepare yourselves. I'm not very happy myself if there would be, because it's pointless. You know, it is really pointless. And I really hope there isn't another lockdown. I know I keep repeating myself, but I you know, it is what it is if there is. But I don't know. People are getting fed up of these fucking viruses, and then another injection to be taken. Apparently the smallpox injection actually help, or the smallpox vaccine, should I say, actually helps. And obviously, I guess everyone probably has to get one of them soon. Another injection that people have to get. What else are we gonna get? I think by the end, give it like 10 years time, vaccines. You'll have to have about 20 vaccines in one go every year. It's getting to the point of where it's getting stupid now. These viruses. I think they need to learn how to stop them. I mean, the CDC, probably one of the biggest like disease control things in the world, can't even stop the monkeypox virus entering the US, or tried to slow it down at least. It's just become worse over time. And I think a lot of people are going to be infected with this. I'd give it by summer. We're going to start seeing, I'd say about 30, 40,000 infected with this virus. I mean, all over the world. Um, Hopefully they can try and somehow, I don't know how, track down the original people who had the virus, which I'm not too sure if that's true, if they can do this. But yeah, apparently this isn't deadly. But like I said, they did say something along the lines of that with COVID, and well, COVID was wiping people out like a machine gun. You know, it was cleaning people out straight away, and I think a lot of people lost a lot of family members, and I don't think a lot of people want to go through a situation like that again. So I hope this is just a blowover, and this is just a mild case of monkeypox and doesn't turn anything bad, because like I said, if this turns bad, people are probably never going to exit their houses ever again because of fear for life. So I think if you are um, the type of person that is scared of viruses and stuff, I guess maybe talk to your doctor about getting a smallpox vaccine. Apparently that works. But yeah, talk to your doctor, see what he thinks. You probably don't have a comment on it yet. I hope it it goes. I hope this may be a fluke and a blowover, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, stay safe out there. Hopefully, we don't go into another lockdown. God, I hope we don't, and waste another year of our lives. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.